Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly why wipe is going to be in 12.11. Now, obviously, any kind of technical difficulties or errors with the patch could delay the patch, but I do think no matter what, we're probably going to see a wipe with 12.11. Now, if we don't see a wipe with 12.11 patch, then don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to prepare you guys. Don't go and sell all your stuff, but I would recommend, if you have a stockpile of literally anything, to maybe think about getting rid of it soon. I know I just sold like 2,500 SPP rounds for like 3-4 million rubles. It was great, man. It was a nice little source of bonus income, but I'm not going to be stocking up on really anything anymore. Probably going to clean out my stash a little bit today, but 12.11 is probably going to be a wipe, and I'm going to tell you guys here why. So let me give you some timelines on some maps, and everything in this video is somewhat confirmed. Now, I do want to say we're going to be talking about Lighthouse, which is confirmed for the release time and we'll be talking about. So I'm going to try and link a clip while I'm talking about it, or I'll give you the timestamp on the BSG podcast where Nikita actually speaks about it and, you know, comes straight from his mouth. So the first thing on the list is the factory expansion scheduled for 12.11, and this is when I think we're going to see that wipe. It's going to make delivery in the past absolutely phenomenal for every single new player in the game. For the old players, we still have to learn the new factory expansion, so it might be a bit of an issue when it comes to doing that task at first. But factory expansion, new factory boss with the sledgehammer is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be very easy to take down, to be honest, but scheduled for 12.11, and that is supposed to be within the next month. So that would mean you have less than a month for the next wipe. Maybe, just maybe, you have a month and 2 weeks, but I would say by June 1st, the game will be already wiped, and probably better to say May 20th or May 27th are going to be good Thursdays to wipe the game. So keep that in mind, but factory expansion set to release within the next month. So that gives you our timeline. We're sitting roughly at June, which is obviously halfway through the year. It is month 6. So let me give you a breakdown on everything else here. We have wipes recently anyway, within the last 2 to 3 wipes. It's been pretty much every 6 months, 7 months, and 5 months, you know, we're seeing wipes. We're seeing about 2 wipes a year. So the reason this would make sense is we're getting another wipe, obviously. That is good. And we are going to have Lighthouse releasing before Streets, and Streets of Tarkov is set to release at the end of this year. So at the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022, we're going to see Streets of Tarkov. So that puts us roughly December or January. So June, December, and January. So month 6, month 12. There is absolutely no way we're going to have a whole nother, 2 months with a factory expansion with everybody already completely chatted out, and then release Lighthouse, which will wipe the game, and then go into Streets of Tarkov, presumably 3 to 4 months later, and wipe the game again. So the patches that we're probably going to see coming up are potentially, 12.11 we're already getting, but potentially 12.12. I would say that's going to add maybe some new weapons. Let's say the Scar isn't finished for 12.11. Then maybe we see the Scar introduced to 12.12, and then 12.13 will be the Lighthouse. Then we have something like a 12.14, possibly a 12.15. That brings us right near that December area, and then we will get 0.13 for Streets of Tarkov. They've been working on Streets for about 2 years now. I'm sure they really want to release it, and they're not going to delay it any more than they actually have to. So Streets will be coming at the end of this year, and the reason that wipe fits so good is because the timelines just don't make sense not having a wipe with the factory expansion. You're not going to have Lighthouse release 3 months after a factory expansion with a wipe here.
На YouTube. Lighthouse map. It will be, I think, in between Streets of Tarkov and the factory expansion. So we will make the factory expansion, and after this, we'll continue to work on the Lighthouse.
It just doesn't make sense, because then you would only have 3 or 4 months to wipe the game again. It would honestly make playing Lighthouse's expansion kind of it would just kind of seem like a waste of time, because you know the game's going to wipe in literally 3 more months. It just feels like a waste. So having the wipe now gives you a very long span to actually have a Lighthouse release in the middle of patches, and then continue on through Streets of Tarkov and have another wipe. Now, I could be completely wrong on this, and I could be underestimating the plans that Nikita and BSG have, but I just don't think it makes sense. I think with the current state of the game is the main deciding factor on whether the game needs wiped, and I would say it 100% does. When watching the podcast with Nikita, it pretty much started out with him making a comment about Bitcoin that everybody should be able to make money in the game right now, and he started laughing. Now we know Nikita wants this game to be as hardcore as possible and just does not give a rat's ass when it comes to people, having that hard of a time. Obviously, they make quality of life changes, they make task changes, but at the end of the day, it's still supposed to be a hardcore shooter game that if you're not meant for it, you're not going to survive in it, and it's that simple. So I think wipe's coming, man. I really do. I think wipe is going to be in 12.11, and I wanted to kind of prepare you guys for that. I obviously try to keep up with all the Tarkov news, and if I see anything about a wipe, I think we're going to be getting a podcast or something hopefully soon, or some sort of update from Nikita. But I think the factory expansion will definitely have a wipe, and I'm definitely prepared for it. This channel is going to have every single task guide before then. I have about a month to get all the tasks done and have guides for them, so hopefully I can get that done, start working my ass off. But at the end of the day, man, factory is going to be an interesting one. We'll see what happens. If there's no wipe, then it is what it is, but I think there is going to be one, and I would consider selling your stockpiles. So that's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed the information, make sure you leave a like. A lot of you probably didn't know Lighthouse was actually coming. I'm probably going to make an individual video on that for just Lighthouse specifically, but for this information, this is more regarded around a wipe, so I want to talk about this. So guys, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you leave that like, subscribe for new sponsors, and equipment description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out.